What's up, gang? Super excited to be here today to talk about nutrition one last time, to dive into one of my favorite parts of nutrition, which is macronutrients and hand portions. So, in our last video, we talked about a little bit, we dove into the 4 categories of macronutrients, remembering that vegetables are going to be their own category, even though they technically are carbohydrates. And I told you why last time, because they are less calorically dense, they have more fiber, oftentimes they have more water. So today we're going to talk about those portion sizes for each of those macronutrient categories. And I'm going to teach you hand portions today. And here's why I love hand portions so much. Oftentimes when we dive into a health or fitness or wellness like journey, or we think we want to make change, right? We want to make nutritional change. Raise your hand if you've done this. I'm raising my hand, even if you're watching this recording. Have you thought, I need to restrict myself tremendously? I definitely have thought that. And one of the struggles here is, again, we get into that mindset of lack. So this strategy is a really great way to take your good, better, and best strategy that you learned in the last video. And you can either apply good, better, and best to this with portions specifically. So we can think about, what is my protein portion? What is my carbohydrate portion? What is my fat portion? And what are my vegetable portion? Or in the spirit of good, better, and best, I can use these macronutrient portions to fill myself up and help me feel satiated and satisfied over and over and over again, without feeling lack, without feeling restriction. And I can still make better nutritional choices. Now, again, this is all dependent on your goals. Maybe you're looking to gain muscle. And if that's the case, maybe you need more. Well, most of us need more protein. There's a little pro tip there. Maybe you need more protein. Maybe you need more carbohydrates. Maybe you're looking to gain weight, and maybe those apply to you as well. And remember, there's a difference between muscle and fat on the body. But maybe you are looking to just have a healthier plate, a healthier variety of nutrition in your day. And this is a tool that you can use no matter what your goals are. It's all building on that awareness factor, right? So that's what we're going to continue to build on today. And we're going to think about hand portions. And the beauty of hand portions when we're building our plate is that most everybody has a hand. And if you don't, borrow someone else's, okay? Most everybody has a hand. And typically, if you have a hand, it's unique to you, right? Your hand is unique to your body, which is pretty sweet. This is an important strategy to have in your back pocket. Maybe you think you need to weigh and measure your food. You can do that. Maybe that will be appropriate at certain parts in your journey. But are you going to be carrying a scale and measuring cups and teaspoons and things around with you for the rest of your life? Probably not. And if you have any desire to go on amazing adventures, like I want to go on vacation or eat out at a restaurant, this hand portion strategy is going to be useful to you because you always got this with you. And the other part of this is, I don't want you to get too caught up as you dive into these good, better, best strategies and also these hand portion strategies and being like, I have to be perfect. If you haven't learned anything in the earlier parts of this program about all or nothing thinking and growth mindset, let it go. Let perfection go. We are not looking for perfection. We are looking for learning. And when we look for learning rather than perfection, we can make small incremental change, not get caught up in failure, or perhaps we have small failures that we can learn from, and we can continue to have growth in the forward direction. So what I want you to know about tracking your hand portions is to make your best guess, because I already know there's some of you out there that it's like, oh my God, how am I going to know if this is enough? Stop overthinking it and accept the fact that this is your best guess. It's the protein portion, by the way, and that's going to be just fine for now. All right. Yes, down the road, maybe you decide you want to weigh and measure. That's fine. But we're not there right now. We're talking about hand portions. Get comfortable, get really just at ease with using this, and you will have this tool in your back pocket forever. You can grow it into weighing and measuring if you want. You can turn it into not paying attention at all. Whatever you need on your journey. So for the rest of this program, I'm going to challenge you to think about these as you track your meal. So here's what we're looking for in our day. We have our protein portion. So protein is a cupped hand. Then we have our carbohydrate portion. Carbohydrate is a palm. And I always am like pretty generous with my palm, just saying, all right? Because we can also apply good, better, best to this. And I'll talk about that in a second. Then we have our fat portion, which is an okay sign. All right. Could be up to 2 okay signs, depending on your needs in your day. And then our veggie portion is a flat hand, but I always say like unlimited, honestly, for most folks, unlimited green veggies. And again, if you have allergies or anything like that, food sensitivities, you got to know that those things apply to you uniquely. All right. This is generally speaking. So for most women, protein in one meal, we have 1 cupped palm of protein. Booyah. All right. Men or bigger folks, maybe up to 2. Veggies. Let's talk about veggies next. We already talked about that one, but I like to put those 2. These are like the way we build our plate. First protein, then veggies. Okay. When you're planning out your meals, first protein, then veggies. 1 to 2 of these, depending on your goals and your size. Carbohydrates, 1 to 2 of these in a meal. So this is like brown rice or quinoa, right? Bread. 1 to 2 fat portions in a meal. Avocado, mayonnaise, oil, cooking oils will sneak in there. So we're talking about per meal. So again, it depends on portion sizes, depend on how frequently you eat, your caloric needs, how active you are, your results that you want, or where you're at, right? If you're like, oh, things are moving in the direction I want them to, or oh, they're not. If your goal is to gain muscle or gain weight and your muscle percentage is not increasing or your weight is not increasing, maybe you need more. Flip that. If your goal is to lose weight or to have body composition change and you're not seeing that happen, maybe we need to fine tune, maybe we need to up the protein, maybe we need to reduce the carbohydrates and or the fat. Let's talk about the caloric component of this. Protein and carbohydrates both have 4 calories per gram. So you can see that those are going to be less calorically dense options. And then fat has 9 calories per gram. So that's why it's the smallest there. All right. So same thing with fat, 1 to 2 in a meal. So what I want to know from you today is about the placement of your foods, right? I want you to tell me what, after you track in a full day, it could be today or tomorrow. I'm going to give you that full day because this is the last to-do video for the week. Come back and in the community, I want you to tell me what your day looks like in hand portions, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. I will be including a tracking sheet along with this so that you will have that to work with. So take a look at that in the content for this week. Be real, be honest, and this will help you assess where you are. And based off of that, perhaps where you need to go. Feel free to ask any questions about placement of foods. Okay, when I say placement of foods, like where does a whole egg go? Where does a cheese go? These are some of the really common questions. The non-fat cheese, we talked about this a little bit in our last video, non-fat cheese is a protein, right? There's other ones that pop up. Hummus is a good question I get a lot. I often put hummus in the fat category. Read your nutrition labels. That'll be helpful. Ask questions. We'll figure it out. Remember, it's okay to guess. We are building a sustainable practice, not something that you have to carry around a scale and measure your food for the rest of your life. Like I said, you can do that down the road if you need to, but use this. And I challenge you to use this for the rest of this program. And we'll fine tune things with our good, better, and best, and with our hand portions and unique to your goals. It's a game changer, guys. I hope you like this. I hope that you use this, you practice this. It's an awareness building practice. Have fun with it. Don't get too caught up in being perfect. I can't wait to see what your day looks like or your meal looks like when it comes to hand portions. Don't forget to share in the community.